guys, Lisa from Hello Happy here. I bring you a tutorial today for this delightful little granny square. I had not planned to make a tutorial. It was just a one-off for Miss Amy Ting, aka Curious Papaya, because she's doing this cute little community cardigan thing. And at first I wasn't even gonna participate, but after a month or so she made a post being like, hey, I still need more squares. And I said, you know what? Sure. Anyway, because it was a one-off, I didn't write anything down. It was just for fun. But then I got a bunch of comments from people who were like, hey, are you going to release a pattern? Hey, when's the pattern coming out? Hey, could you tell us how to make this? So here I am with a tutorial. However, I recorded this a few days ago, and then the video files got corrupted on my phone. They got corrupted. They became unusable. So here I am doing this a second time. I did not want to crochet again, so instead you are getting an interesting tutorial. And when I say tutorial, I mean it's not a pattern, it's a tutorial. I will be using paper to show you how to make it because I didn't want to crochet it again. I still don't want to crochet it again, so I'm not going to crochet it again. But I'm going to teach you how to do it, and you will have to use the instructions to adapt it to whatever project you are hoping to make. So you're going to get what you get, and you're going to be happy about it, okay? Alright, so for this project, because it has a circle that you need to sew onto it, it's better to do a solid granny square than a regular granny square. So I will just quickly show you how to do a solid granny square. You can definitely find the instructions for this everywhere, but it's part of the tutorial, so I'll just do it. Alright, so here we go with this goofy paper tutorial. I already screwed up once, but that's okay. Alright, we're gonna make this work. So first, you want to go ahead and chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then slip stitch to your first chain. Alright, and then you want to chain 3. This counts as 1 double crochet. And then you want to just crochet inside of the ring you created. Do 1 double crochet, chain 2, and then do 3 double crochet, 2 and 3. Then you're going to chain 2 and then do 3 double crochet, and then you're going to chain 2 and then you're going to do 3 double crochet, and then chain 2. And since you've already got 2 double crochet here, you're just going to do 1 double crochet, and then you're going to join them with a slip stitch. So pretend this is a dot, a really big dot, okay? So now you're going to, let's see, you've slip stitched here, so you're going to slip stitch into the next stitch. Remember, don't do the, I can't speak. Don't do these too tightly or you're going to have a bad time later. And then slip stitch into the space here. And then go ahead and do chain 3, which counts as double crochet, and do another double crochet into the chain space, chain 2, do 2 double crochet into the chain space, and then you want to double crochet into all 3 of the double crochet stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and then you'll do 2 double crochet into the chain space, and then chain 2, do 2 more double crochet into the chain space, and then double crochet into 1, 2, 3 stitches, and then you'll do 2 double crochet into the chain space, chain 2, 2 double crochet into the chain space. I think you probably got this memorized by now. And then 1, 2, 3 double crochet, and then 2 into the chain space, chain 2, 2 into the chain space. And now you've got to do 1, 2, and then you're going to do 3 into that one that you slip stitched into earlier, and then you will slip stitch into the top of that chain 3. You can also do a standing double crochet, by the way, instead of starting with a chain 3, but if you don't know how to do that, just go ahead and do the chain 3. So now you're here. So you're going to repeat the same process. So you're going to slip stitch into the top of the next stitch. You're going to slip stitch into the chain space, and then you're going to do 2 double crochet into the chain space, chain 2, 2 double crochet again into the chain space, and then you got to crochet into each double crochet stitch. So there'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 double crochet. This is a really scientifically accurate diagram. And then 2 into that one, chain 2, 2 into that one, chain 2, and continue this and make your square as big or small as you want by repeating this process. And you can make whatever size you want. Again, it just depends on what your goal is. So once your square is finished, we can move on. So the next step is to make the smaller pieces. So what you're going to do is you're going to make a circle. I used single crochet. You can experiment with this. And you want to make it, I would say ratio-wise, actually make it a little bit smaller than this. Yeah, I think about this. So you have a little bit extra here going on relative to your square. Make it about that size. And obviously you make this out of black yarn. And then you want to, here, this is separate though. You're making these before we're sewing anything on. So here's your black square. And then you want to make 2 little white circles. Again, experiment with stitch counts and hook size to get it to look something like this. And then you want to use, you can cut out felt, you can crochet out of thread or embroidery floss. You want to make kind of like rounded star shapes. I will put a little blurb here. This is how I made mine. You can copy this or do your own thing, but this is the pattern I followed. Again, if you're making different sizes, you'll want to play around with probably different stitch counts and everything, but that's what I did. So make all your little parts first. And then you want to take your eye whites and you want to make the pupils. I sewed on little buttons, as you can see here, but you could glue on felt or embroider them or a needle punch, whatever, you know what, do your thing. So first, sew those on and then attach them to your soot sprite face. Play around, you know, with the placement, whatever. Let's see, I sewed mine on with a back stitch as usual. And then once the eyes are sewn on to your soot sprite face, then go ahead and use a back stitch and sew the soot sprite onto your square. Then cut out a length of black yarn, the same yarn you used for the soot sprite, and then you simply embroider the little fuzz marks. Make them like different lengths, connect some of them, just like play around with it. Don't be like too exact or anything. Personally, I think it should be a little bit wonky. I think that makes it look cuter, but it's wonky on purpose. You know what I mean? So once you've got that embroidered all around, then you can sew on your little candies or glue them on or whatever the heck you want to do. The way I sewed them on was I basically tied the starting tail and the end tail together into a really secure knot. I cut one of the tails short and then I just used the tail to sew through the inner stitches rather than going around the outside perimeter. I'll put like a little messy sketch here so you can see what I mean. Like I go through kind of random stitches following the pattern
of the direction of the yarn rather than sewing the outside perimeter, because that's really difficult. And good luck doing that. And that's it. It's really simple. So hopefully you can use this and do whatever the heck you want with it. Sorry to anybody who wanted like an exact pattern. It's not gonna happen. This is what you're getting. So deal with it. Okay, bye.